What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the Master calls a butterfly. A quote from Richard Bach. During this last week of ordinary time and the coming weeks of Advent, we read stories about the end of times. What will it be like? Or will there be wars and insurrections? Will there be powerful earthquakes and famines? What mighty signs will come from the stars? Even Jesus says he knows not the day nor the hour when he is to come again, only the Father. During this time of year, we talk about Christ's coming. Yes, his coming at Christmas, but even more so about his second coming at the end of the world. A time when, as it says in Mark, he will send out his angels and gather his elect from the four winds. Or as in Daniel, many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, and some shall live forever, everyone who is found written in the book. But also, as Jesus says in today's gospel, but of the day or hour no one knows, neither the angels in heaven nor Jesus himself, but only the Father. Since the time of Christ, and even well before that, there have been many soothsayers predicting or trying to predict the end of time. I remember the millennium. People were predicting that might be the end of time. There were all kinds of people going to the hills and waiting for a second coming, and still we're here. I think of the horrific events of 9/11. Less than a couple of years later, many people were saying that was a sign of the end of times. Thousands of lives were lost, and yet we survived. We recently had the devastation of Hurricane Sandy as it pounded into New Jersey and New York. The New York Daily Times had a front page spread picturing the damage wrought by the storm with the headlines, "Apocalypse, New York." Is global warming going to be the sign of the end of the times? And next month, we have to watch out for December 21st. That's when the Mayans predicted that is going to be the end of times. You know, if you want to see what happens, just go to the movies. You know, if it's in the movies, it's got to be true. People are always looking for signs of things to come, but we know not when. Each and every one of us are going to die, but we know not when. The truth is, we all come to the end of our lives at some time or other. We just don't know how or when. Working at Cape Cod Hospital causes me to face my own mortality. Patients face those questions every day. When will I die? Will it be at the end of the world? Probably not. Will it be in a natural disaster or a tragic event? Hopefully not. How will I die? Will it be a horrible death? Or will it be a peaceful death? And will I be ready? Will I have said everything that I need to say to my family, that I love them and I'm proud of them? Will I be at peace with the Lord? Is there a serious sin that I have not confessed? Is there someone who I have not forgiven? Or more importantly, is there someone I have not asked for forgiveness from? We just don't know, do we? Even though these readings may sound forbidding and cataclysmic, they are actually full of hope. Jesus says, "Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away." The signs should not frighten or terrify us. Instead, we should focus on the tremendous hope of eternal life if we live our lives fully and in a way that they are meant to be lived, but we know not when. We must appreciate our precious time here on earth, for we do not know when. We must live our lives in such a way that it does not matter when Jesus will come again, for we know not when. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the Master calls a butterfly.